Second part is where she gets to talk to me about anything she wants, and then after that, we just to be sure that we understand each other, I ask her questions. If she fails them, she drinks. She asks me questions. If I fail them, I drink. I'm going to try. What are you thinking? Welcome back to my channel. What did you just do? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adora. If this is your first time here, you are very, 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 very welcome. So, I've said that my name is Adora, and what's your name?
My name is Ogochukwu.
Good. And well, she's my another guest on this. You know when you just run out of, she's my family member. You know when you just run out of guests to bring to your YouTube channel and you start bringing your family members. She's a useless family member. Anyway, so today's video is supposed to be a funny one. Nothing intellectual going on here, but it's just two girls, one programmer, one non-programmer. I will be teaching her programming. And we hope it's something that you really enjoy. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, my dear, I'm going to try. What are you thinking? She's not in tech, right? So I'm going to be teaching her the concept of arrays in programming, and after that, we'll play like a little game and just wrap up this video, and I hope you like it. Yes, so basically when talking about arrays, imagine you have like a list now. Like, how do I put this? Imagine you have, yes, you know how there are crates of eggs, right? Just take the front row for example. Right, that front row could be like a list of 6 eggs, right? There's one at the beginning, there's one at the end, okay, right? So basically, using that concept, that's how arrays work in a way. Well, not really, but in a way. I'm saying this because there's a tiny bit of difference to how arrays work in programming. So if you have those eggs, if you start counting from the first one, what would you say the first one is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Actually, in programming, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in programming, arrays are what we call zero indexed, right? Meaning that arrays start from 0 and they end at like the last one minus 1. So if you have an array that should have 6 things inside, imagine having a crate of 24 eggs. Do egg crates at 24? I don't even know. Imagine having 30. Okay, yes. Imagine having a crate of 30 eggs, right? Your egg array would basically be 0 to 29 as opposed to 1 to 30 in normal math. Yes. So, and you can access any. So imagine if all these eggs, egg in space number 1, space number 2, all of them. Imagine if those eggs now, if you check under them, they have different values. They'd be like 1 egg now. When you break it, it's what you said there's inside. If you break the second egg, you see my head inside. If you break the third egg, you see somebody else's head inside. You understand? So these eggs carry different things, sort of. And you can replace what is in these eggs with something else. So if, for example, I have a crate of 30 eggs, right? Now let's not do the first 6. Let's do like the entire thing. Let's say I have a crate of 30 eggs, and I have a crate of 30 eggs, and I have another random basket. It just has like maybe 5 more eggs, and in egg number 12, somehow it is Juliet's head that is inside.
Okay.
Right? And or rather, it's Juliet's key that is inside. And I don't want to keep Juliet's key in my crate anymore. Right? So let's just imagine the egg is just something that actually keeps our real value. The egg is just something that holds what we actually want. But the egg is not what we actually want. It's just something that helps us hold what we want. So in that particular egg, we have Juliet's key. Well, I don't need Juliet's key anymore because Juliet has run away from my house and she's dead to me, right? I take out and I want to replace crates, like number 12 in my crate with something else. My crate being my array. I want to replace it with something else. I basically have to do in maybe a syntax, like a basic syntax, like maybe Java or C#. I would have the index of the array. The index is always the number. You know how I was talking about 0, 1, 2, 3. Yes, so I'll have the index of the array. I would reference that index and sort of replace that value. So in real life, I would just say, okay, I'm going to replace array. I'm going to replace this crate at position 12 with this new value. I'm going to throw this thing that has Juliet's key away. So I'm replacing them. So in programming, how you would do that would be to say, let's say the name of the array is crate, and I want to replace it with 12. So I say crate 12 is equal to John Bosco's belt. I don't know. Why was it? I think you just watched Africa Magic. That's why it's John Bosco's belt in my head. But yeah, crate 12 is equals to John Bosco's belt. Do you understand? Replacing Juliet's key with that belt. And now, arrays always have to be a fixed size. So when I'm declaring an array, for example, I can't bring something like, I don't know what to use. I don't know what to use to explain this. I can't have maybe endless tiles and say, okay, on each tile I'm keeping something, right? On each tile I'm keeping something, or endless boxes. In each box I'm keeping something. That would be a different. So these things I'm teaching you, they are called data structures in programming. That would be a different data structure, right? They are called data structures, right? That would be a different data structure. You might call that. Well, you could call that a list. But in this case, I'm not talking about a list, I'm talking about an array. And the arrays have a fixed length. So that's why I use a crate of egg that we are sure has a fixed length of 30. Right? Yes. So you should always remember that. And so we've talked about arrays having a fixed length, arrays being 0 indexed, and how to swap values of arrays and stuff. And swapping values is also the same approach in adding values to the array. So if position 28 is empty in your crate, you can just always put Nene's basket inside it, inside the egg. Wrap Nene's basket wrap Nene's basket inside. What's the correct? But you get it. But you get it. Yeah, so you can always do that, right? And so we talked about, assigning values to array elements, right? When I talk about crate in position A, B, C, we've talked about updating values. If there's an egg in a particular crate position that I don't want anymore, I can swap it with something else. We talk about declaring arrays, which I said they're always fixed sizes, so you must use a fixed size. You can't say it's infinite. So I must declare an array with a size, with a length of 30, with a length of 12, with a length of 2. We've also talked about the fact that arrays are 0 index. Right? We talk about the fact that arrays are 0 index as well, meaning that when you're counting arrays, you always have to start counting from 0 and things like that. And then, so this is the first part of this video, where I get to talk to her about arrays in programming. And the second part is where she gets to talk to me. Yes. The second part is where she gets to talk to me about anything she wants. And then after that, we just to be sure that we understand each other, I ask her questions. If she fails them, she drinks. She asks me questions. If I fail them, I drink.
You obviously not feel the question.
Why would I fail it? Am I a human being?
Okay. Agric. Agric is quite vast. Where will I start from now?
Just think of anything like there's so many things in programming, but I use something that a bunch of people talk about a lot, which is arrays. There's so many things in programming, so many languages, so many domains, like plenty things. But I'm like, okay, when you are teaching people programming, you teach people algorithms and data structures. What is one very common data structure that people use? Arrays. That's why I chose that as my own topic to talk about. So you can just think about yours.
Let's talk about extension in agriculture.
Okay.
Yes, so
I'm supposed to be looking at me.
Okay. So now this is the part where you are being posted to different places. Like you are, let's say you're being posted to Kaduna. You're supposed to go to a farm in Kaduna, a very big farm in Kaduna, and then when you go there, you're going to ask them their difficulties, like when planting, what difficulties do they face, like pests, stuff like that, and then they'll tell you. So you as an animal person, you don't understand what they're saying Kaduna, right? Because it's outside and stuff. So you're supposed to go with an interpreter. Someone is going to interpret what's being said by them to you. So they'll tell you about pests eating their plants. Probably the soil is not. It's not. What's the word? Thank you for the plants and stuff like that. So this is extension in agriculture. You have to give them the solutions. So let's say it's pests, that's a problem. You have to give them crop trap, like where they have to set traps for the pests.
Okay.
So stuff like that. And what else again? I picked a topic in agriculture, extension. There's also the business and sales management. You know that one now.
I don't know anything. Head. So full gum. It's so full. I don't understand what even in the text, it's not that saving me.
What thing is?
See, forget that we are on camera. I'm gonna whoop your hand. Forget, don't try.
I won't.
Waka. Yeah, so what you say? You told me about extension
in agriculture.
Okay, so you talked to me about extension in agriculture, and I talked to you about arrays in programming. Alright, cool. So this is the part that I've been waiting for. Dun, 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 dun. We have our friend here. Our bottled. Ogun. We have our cup, yeah. You're gonna be drunk. You're gonna get drunk. So I'm going to start, right? And basically, I'm going to bring up my phone first. You have 12 seconds to answer this question. 12 seconds. 12 in the second. What is wrong with me? Okay, so timer, we say 12 seconds. Timer is 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 12 seconds. Oh my god.
15 seconds.
Which one is 15?
You have time to think.
You're asking for too much. Okay, let's put it at 15 seconds, right? Okay. So you have 15 seconds to answer this first question. I want you to give me 4 properties of an array.
Jesus.
Go.
How do I start? Okay, you said the index, 0 index 1. Then the one where you have to replace John Bosco's belt with Bridget's key.
What's that one?
Juliet.
What's that one?
It was sure something.
I can't help you.
So this is now the part that in class when teaching, they'll tell you 1 plus 1. Assignment, they'll give you 10 times 20. Then in the exam, they'll not come and tell you John has 200 cows. How can you? What is that? How are we supposed to know that?
Yeah, that's your personal
Mine was
problem.
not from one that we did.
Oh yeah, drink. Also, please. Fantastic. That's very good. Okay. So we have 5 questions each. So I'm going to ask you a second question.
Okay.
Right. So, well, the second question, I think you get it really. In arrays,
Okay.
there's one thing that is true about an array. And I'm going to tell you 3 things.
Okay.
So I need to tell me the one that's correct. In arrays, you don't really have to say what the sizes are. It's fine. Everybody will be okay last. In arrays, you must, if you want to access the second element in your egg or in your crate of eggs, you must have access the first one before you access the second one. So you have to it's like when there's a line, you understand? You must touch the first person before you touch the next person. So that's the second thing. And the last thing.
People have seen. People have seen. Okay.
And the last thing, in arrays, there's in arrays, you don't have to access the first thing before you access the next thing. So if you need something from number 10, you can just collect it from number 10 without having to go through from number 0 to 9 before you get to 10. So I've told you 3 things. 2 are lies, 1 is true about an array. Which one is true?
What was the first one? No, what was the first one now? The first one was that
In arrays, the number of elements doesn't matter. And you can have any size. Everybody will be okay last. Then the second one was, in arrays, you need to have accessed everything before a particular element. You have accessed
you don't need
what is in the elements, yes. And then the third one is, in arrays, you don't need to access everything. You can just, if you need something from a particular element, you can just get the reference, collect it, and move on with your life.
I think it's the first one now.
The first one meaning they can have any size.
Yes, now. Because I mean, Bridget's key and John Bosco's belt are not the same size. Definitely.
My God, drink!
No. But hey.
I overly emphasize this thing. See, when I was telling you that arrays have a fixed size, that's why we are using a crate of egg, because we are sure that egg is 30.
No, that was not what I thought she meant.
That's your personal problem. Okay, someone's gonna go get drunk today. Wow.
No, now this is not necessary.
It is not necessary. Have a drink. Have a sip, please. You're wasting our time. Our viewers are waiting. Yeah, that's good. You deserve it. Nonsense. Oh yeah. Third question.
What that question again is yet to ask?
Third question.
Okay.
Array is a type of dash. I said this one. Please,
let's go.
There's someone behind this camera and she will tell me.
There's option.
That I said this one. I said it, Abby. Good. I said this one. Array is it? There's no option. Because I told you you get. There's no option.
Okay.
Array is a type of dash. You said that.
Oh, sorry. Index something. Now index counting 0 to 9.
You still have some second. Is that your final answer?
That's
you want to phone a friend. Use your left line.
The only friend I'm phoning is you.
I don't understand.
So
I don't ask the question.
I mean, index counting 0 to 9.
Jesus.
No, it's a lie. You tell me this one, I cannot fail it.
Array is a data structure.
Like, you don't say this one in the
Array
video.
is a type of data structure.
No, you should not say this one. I'll be behind the camera person.
I said it. Behind the camera person has a name. I said it. array is a kind of data structure. I said this thing when I was like, oh, okay, so in programming there are different things. When you want to teach people programming, you start with data structures and algorithms.
Okay, when
and array is a type of data
yes,
structure.
yes.
I said it.
But you don't have drunk already.
Most say, yeah. I don't even know if this is correct.
Head.
That's your personal problem.
Because I've drunk, because I live in my head. Trust me now.
So all the school fees.
She knows me. Forget. It's just that I'm just trying to.
So all the school fees that they paid.
No, it's here. It's on my head.
It's in your hands.
No, it's still on my head.
They just money on your head.
On my head and it's still there. It's just that I'm just trying to.
Trying to do what? Please move. So I have another question for you. Right? If I have an array of alphabets,
okay.
An alphabet is 26.
Yeah.
There are 26 alphabets, right? A to Z, right? And I have an array of alphabets. What index is letter C in?
2. Oshe.
Thank God. We thank God. Oshe for your life. And the final question.
Yeah.
In arrays.
Okay.
I talked about arrays and lists, right? Where I said a list is just endless. You don't need to define the number, like the size, but in an array you need to define the size. So I'm saying now this question is not there, it's just more like a common sense kind of question. In what case would you use an array? In what scenario would you use an array where you have to define the size? And in what scenario would you use a list where you don't have to define the size?
You use an array when you know the amount of things you're putting, and then you use a list when you don't know. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I have forget though. I know all these things.
Well, which things?
Forget.
You shut up. Okay. So you have to ask me your own questions.
Okay.
How many are you going to ask?
I'll just ask it soon. I didn't say much. Okay, so I said something about extension in agriculture, right?
Yeah, you did.
So, what did I say extension in agriculture mean?
You said when you are traveling to Kano,
Okay.
Kaduna, for example, and you are supposed to go to their farm. You get, and they are having problem there,
Okay.
and you are Igbo, then there is Hausa, and then there's Hausa, and Igbo person in Hausa, there's no understanding of what they're talking. Yeah, so you are bringing your own extension, so that they help you to interpret what the Hausa person is telling to the Igbo person.
Yeah.
That's it.
That you see how it is simple. All these tech things.
Don't be angry.
Okay. So I said something about they will tell you their problem is pests. So what is your own solution? Like what solution will you give them concerning the pests disturbing their plants?
I've forgotten the name that I call this, but let me just what they call that thing? When rat is running, crop trap.
Forget. Agri to easy.
Jokes on you.
No, they like agri to easy.
Jokes on you that I have
all these tech all these tech things. I don't know, they're just too complicated.
Jokes on you that I have sense. And I have retentive memory.
Okay, let's go back to the 1+1 and everything. What she was telling me at the beginning is not the same question she was asking me. Because I was not understanding. She was not using other words and other sentences. She was not because when she was talking to me, it was all swoosh and all. But I mean, later on, she asking me giving me big grammars that my head cannot carry. I'm still young.
I'm old. You're not serious. It's crop trap.
Crop trap.
Man. You guys. What? Okay. We have. I don't even know what to say next. Thank you so so much for watching this video till the end. I hope you had as much fun watching this video as we had making the video. If you like this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up.
And you can subscribe. The button is here.
I'll see you in my... Well, I will see... This one is going back to where she came from. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Bye.